Hi, Kalia. Thanks for joining us. If you have a
Hey.
question, you can raise your hand. We'll start with Eric Wilson.
Good evening. I know not the outcome that you and the team were looking for. Can you just speak to what Atlanta did to maybe throw y'all off your game tonight?
They got extra possessions, offensive rebounds. They beat us to the boards on offensive rebounds, and we turned the ball over 21 times. So yeah, offensive rebounds really hurt us, and turnovers.
I got you. If I could ask one off the court question, you know, today is 1 year since the death of George Floyd. I just want to know how you're feeling about some of the changes that have happened in our country.
I'm loving the progression and the laws that are in the process of being passed. For that, I'm extremely grateful for that, and I'm just hoping that we can avoid things like that happening in the future.
I appreciate it as always, Kyle. Thank you.
Thanks.
Annie Costable from the Sun-Times.
Hey, Kalia. This was the first time y'all went into the half trailer. What got you guys out of rhythm early? It just seemed like you guys weren't in that same sync that you have been in the past games offensively.
I don't think it was anything about us not being in sync. We just missed shots.
Mhm.
Hit a lot of shots in the first half. So we had to figure it out. When we're not scoring, we got to lock in defensively and get stops and try to get easy buckets. But we were just missing shots in the first half.
Definitely. So to that point then, was it the Dream executing well or it just an off night shooting?
We just missed shots.
Right, but I'm saying, was that due to the Dream executing on defense or y'all having a bad night shooting?
We just missed shots.
Got it.
Sylvia Guerva.
Hi, Cochran. You know, it was a hard game when you guys lost, but defensively, was it fatigue or just Atlanta was too good for you guys to finish?
I'm sorry.
Defensively, was it fatigue with the whole team?
Or what?
Just if you guys were tired defensively, that's why you couldn't execute defensively.
No.
Thank you.
Allison Moran.
There we go. Hi, can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, terrific. Well, obviously not the outcome that the team wanted, but was there a specific plan with the Atlanta game as there has been for every other game? And if so, what was that plan in terms of attack and things like that?
I think defensively we were getting mixed up on schemes and what we were doing and just not being aggressive enough. We were playing it too safe. They were getting around us and getting around us on screens, and we got to fight a little harder getting over screens. But I think that we got to be a little more aggressive defensively and not play it safe.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you played it a little conservative maybe tonight, and maybe a little more aggression is needed for next time?
Yes.
Okay. Gave you that one, didn't I? All right.
Thanks.
Yeah. What did how does this help you prepare for I believe it's LA coming up next?
We got our back against the wall a little bit, but this is just building our character. It's still early. We're still missing some big pieces. So we had enough out there today to get the W, but we just gotta get it together day by day. And we lost this one. We gotta forget about it and just plan for LA.
Great. Thanks, Ka.
Last question for Kalia. No Wilkes.
Hey, Carl, how you doing?
Hey.
I just want to know, is there any positives you can take into the next game from this game, even though it didn't turn out the way you guys wanted it to be? Was there any positive that the team feel as though they can take into the 2-game series against LA that's coming up?
I think we know exactly what's going on in these games, and we're really learning from our mistakes. And when we turn the ball over 21 times, and that's something that we can control, giving them possession. So I think that this team is we're staying together. Like, we just took a L, but we're in the locker room, being able to hold each other accountable about what everybody needs to do better. So that's just a plus. Everybody's taking that constructive criticism and ready to get better, ready to be better tomorrow. So everybody's got their heads up, and I think that's the most positive thing that we got from this.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ka. Thank you so much. We'll have Azure Stevens actually up next. Hi, Azure. Thanks for joining us. We'll get started with Annie Costable from the Chicago Sun-Times.
This was the first time y'all went into the half trailing. What is your assessment of what got this team out of rhythm early?
Just think there's certain things we got to lock in a little bit more on. Energy wise, like, we kind of have struggled with that the last few games, coming out the half kind of flat. So we really got to lock in on that. Just when we come out of halftime, like, we're trying to put together a full game, and we're still working through trying to do that. And usually when we come out from halftime, we're a little flat. So that's just definitely something we got to lock in on.
Would you say the Dream executed well on defense, or you guys just, had an off night shooting? How would you assess that?
I just think we weren't aggressive enough. They're a pretty aggressive team, and we got to apply pressure. There's times when we were shooting or, fast break, we're pulling up. Like, we got to get them down the tunnel, because every time we attacked, they were fouling. Or, something good was happening when we were putting the pressure back on them. And when you have an aggressive team like that, that's something you have to do. You have to go at them, like, make them play good defense at the rim, make them not foul us, because most of the time they were fouling. So just think we had to be more aggressive.
Thank you.
Eric Wilson.
Kyle, appreciate your time as always. You played 19 minutes tonight. Just wanted to know how you were feeling.
I'm feeling pretty sore, but to be expected. I'm glad coach was able to get me some more minutes, and still trying to working my way back in. But I think it's good. This is the progression that we're working towards, and I made a pretty significant lift from jump of minutes, from the last game. So that's all part of the process, and I'm glad I was able to get a few more minutes tonight.
And if I could ask one off the court question to you, today marks 1 year since we lost George Floyd. And I just wanted to know what your thoughts were with regards to how this country is beginning to make change.
Yeah, I mean, we had a moment of silence before the game, and that kind of just put things back into perspective on all the stuff that's continuing to go on outside of basketball right now. And I mean, I think we're making change, but obviously there's still a lot more that needs to happen. So one day at a time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No Wilkes.
Hey Ezra, how you doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to ask you, was Atlanta's physicality, their physical play, did that throw you guys off a little bit? Throw off your offense and throw off the things that you guys wanted to do?
I think at times it might have sped us up, but like I said before, I just don't think we applied a pressure enough. And we didn't really get into our sets the way that we wanted to. There's some times where when they threw the trap, like we didn't go to the ball, just little miscues like that. And I mean, yeah, they're aggressive, but I don't think that's necessarily from them. I think that's just we're not as locked in as we need to be. So, I mean, I think maybe a little, but I honestly think it was us. Like we just weren't as locked in as we needed to be.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Rafiq Luizen.
Hey, I just want to know, like, even though it didn't result in the win, how you feel about the way your team played overall with a well-balanced offense of like 6 players having at least in double figures?
I mean, I don't think it's the end of the world, I know y'all are gonna say whatever. There's gonna be articles about how we're 500. Like, we're fine. It's the beginning of the season. And last year we started off really well, and then at the end, like injuries, all that, you guys saw that. So there's a lot that we can learn from this loss, and we're gonna get better from that. And we're gonna continue to grow. Like, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, we didn't want to lose. Like, we have to figure out ways to get the job done while we're at home. Even with the limited people, like, we're still very capable. We still, no matter how many people we have, if we only have 5, like, I still believe we're the best team in the league. Like, we just got to figure out a way to get it done. Next man up. So I think there's a lot of stuff definitely that we can take from this and grow and get better. But yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like, we're going to be fine. And there's a lot of stuff we did well, given the circumstances. So.
And if I can ask a follow-up, how do you feel about your teammate Courtney Vandersloot maintaining the scoring record for most points scored by Chicago Sky in franchise history?
Amazing. Every day, like practice or games, like getting on the court with Sloot is just honestly like an honor. She's one of the greatest point guards to ever play. And I think sometimes like just, I mean, obviously I know that in the back of my head, but like in practice and stuff, like I don't always think of that. But I mean, she's amazing. Like, she's really our anchor and our rock. And I'm really proud of her and happy for her and what she was able to accomplish tonight.
Annie Costable.
Sorry, I didn't lower my hand. Sorry to interrupt the line of questioning.
Allison, did you have a question?
Oh, I did. Yes. Obviously, it wasn't the result that you wanted at the end of the day, but what positives can you take out of this, and how are you going to use those positives against LA Friday?
Ooh, let's see. Haven't had a chance to really look at the stats. I mean, I think like for starters, we're getting a lot of good experience for our younger players, myself included. But for the rookies, like, this is tough putting them in they're being thrown in the fire at the moment because we're full strength and we're relying on them to come in and get crucial minutes. But I think in the long run, that's really going to help us out. Ruthie played last year, but she didn't have this type of role last year, and she has her little bumps and stuff, but she's really like working through it, and it's making her better. And once we get everyone back, I already thought we were the deepest team anyways before all this, but now Ruthie's going to have experience. Shiloh's going to have experience. Steph is going to have experience. And when they come in off the bench, whoever's off the bench, whenever, excuse me, whenever anyone comes off later on, like they're going to be primed and ready to go. Whereas if we had everyone right now, then I don't know, like maybe they would still play the same amount, but I don't really think so. Like if I just had to guess. So I think it's really adding to our depth, and I know it's rocky at the moment, but I think that's one huge positive right now is like everybody is getting really good experience, and in crucial moments, like we're trying to win games, we're trying to figure it out, we're down numbers, like a lot of the pressure and heat is on right now. And we're, you know, this is valuable. All of these minutes that everyone's getting is really valuable. And I mean, obviously like Atlanta's an attacking team, so us having to try to guard that is giving us experience with that as well.
Great answer. Thanks so much, Azure.
Thanks.
Thank you, Z. We'll have Diamond Shields up next. Appreciate you. Hi, Diamond. Thanks for joining us. We'll start with Annie Costable.
Hey, Diamond. This was the first time you guys as a team went into the half trailing. What do you feel like got you guys out of rhythm early? Oh, wait, I can't hear you.
You have to unmute Diamond really quick. Thank you. Do you mind just starting over?
No, we just didn't get the productivity that we usually get offensively. Like, you know, didn't really get the shots that we normally get.
Was that a result of defensive execution by the Dream, or just, you know, sometimes it's a bad night shooting?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just a bad night shooting.
Points in transition, that's something that you guys have, you know, really stood out so far this season, and tonight struggled. Can you assess that struggle and the reason for it?
That's what I'm talking about. Like shots that we normally get, we didn't get. Atlanta was able to get on the whole boards a lot, which kind of stopped us from flowing in transition. So
Thanks.
Eric Wilson.
Diamond, as always, appreciate your time. I know this wasn't the outcome. You know, you have talked, you yourself specifically, about establishing your identity through defense this season. Granted, it's only 4 games. Defensively, what was one thing that maybe your team could have executed better this evening?
probably just playing better pick and roll defense. You know, Atlanta's a team full of athletes, really downhill type of players, and I feel like if I could pick one thing, you know, I think we could have just played better, you know, in the pick and roll. But you know, it's just one of those games that you learn from and move on.
And if I can ask one off the court question, I've asked everybody tonight, you know, today marks 1 year since we lost George Floyd. Just would like to get your thoughts on how you feel we are progressing as a country.
I mean, you want to say like, oh, I feel like good about where we're headed. I feel like we're going in a good place and there are improvements being made, but that reality is still the same. You know, things are, you know, very slow moving, and today was a heavy day. Just the continued violence against minorities and Black people specifically is still happening. And, you know, a year ago to today, you know, I don't see much of a huge change, but I know there are people who are fighting and working towards it. And so, you know, just gotta stay in it.
I appreciate it, Diamond. Thank you.
Nove Wilkes.
How you doing, Diamond?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to ask you, the last 2 games you scored in double figures. Do you feel like you're starting to get your offensive flow back?
Yeah,
after
for sure.
After coming off injury from last year?
Yeah, for sure. I feel a lot more comfortable, you know, being out there, still trying to take my time with things, but you know, I've put in a lot of work. You know, and I trust the work that I put in, and you know, I'm very comfortable out there with where I am offensively, and look to just continue to make improvements.
Thank you, Diamond.
Thanks.
Eek?
Hey, I just want to know, like, what are some of the advice that, oh, wait, how do you feel about the way your team progressed offensively despite the losing efforts?
I mean, you know, you would like to get over that 8-point hump that we seem to got stuck at. You know, we were able to stop their runs and kind of go on our own at times. I wouldn't say it's something that I like feel good about. We still lost the game. But like I said, it's just something that we got to learn from. You take that loss to the chin, you watch film, stay together, stay connected, and move on.
And the one positive that did happen tonight is your teammate Courtney Vandersloot managed to get the most points scored in Chicago Sky history. How do you feel about that?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed to have her on my team. I'm blessed to know her. I'm blessed to be able to experience that with her. I feel like we've experienced so many accolades together, and she's got just so much more to go. So, like I said, I'm just happy to have her on my team.
And how much are you looking forward to Kansas Parker coming back?
I mean, yeah, like it's Candace. You know, we're all looking forward to the day where, you know, she's no longer nursing the ankle injury, and you know, we can have her back in the lineup with us. She brings so much to our team, and you know, not having her really sucks, and it shows. So really looking forward to it.
Thank you for your time.
Zachary Draves. Remote you really quick.
Okay. Hey, Diamond, how are you?
What's going on?
Doing pretty good. What would you say would be the biggest takeaways from this particular game as you go into playing against LA on Friday?
It's a few things, but you know, I think rebounding really did hurt us. I think that's something that we'll focus on going into the LA game, is just boxing out, securing the rebound.
And then just to kind of follow up with that, how much of the absence of Candace and Allie and Steph, how much do you think has played a factor in tonight's results in any way?
I mean that's kind of like an obvious, you know, question. I feel like, you know, you're missing 3 players that you could easily insert either way into the starting lineup. So we've, you know, it hurts, but we don't make those type of excuses here. You know, we still believe that what we have is good enough to go out and win games in this league. And until they're able to return and we were able to have those 3 back, you know, we got to make do with what we got. And I'm more than confident in that.
Thank you, Diamond. Much respect to you.
Appreciate you.
2 more questions for Diamond. Allison Moran.
There we are. Hi, Diamond. I'm glad to see you're still smiling, and because you have a nice smile. So
Thank you.
like to see. It wasn't the outcome that you wanted tonight, obviously. What did Atlanta show this time around that maybe they didn't show, or maybe you were able to overcome it better in the last game that you had?
I mean, they just came out with more energy, in my opinion. They played to their strengths. You know, they were able to get the shots and the looks that they wanted to get, and yeah, like they're good players. Can't, you know, let players do what they normally do, and you know, unfortunately, that's what happened tonight.
Was it an extra amount of revenge, maybe, since you took one away from on their court, they come out here and take one away on your court?
I don't know. That's like an Atlanta question. I don't know.
I just wondered what you thought. The other thing is, how are you gonna use this game as motivation for LA coming up next?
You know, we want to get one at home. We want to start our win streak at home. We want to get one for these fans who've waited so long to see us. And you know, unfortunately, we dropped 2 here. You know, which is not what you want to do. You got to win the home games. And so I think it's more so about that. You know, giving it up to the fans and, you know, giving them an opportunity to see us be victorious. Just because we miss them, man. And, you know, appreciate them for being with us and sticking with us. And it's just the beginning. So, yeah, we want to get a win at home. That's the biggest thing.
Awesome. Thanks, Diamond.
Thank you.
Last question for Diamond Shibata.
Hello, Diamond. Can you hear me?
I can.
Thank you for your time. I'm calling from Tokyo, Japan. So, how are you doing today? And my question is, since I'm calling from Tokyo, Japan, I'm interested in your situation here because you have the WNBA season going on, and also I think you are competing for the spot in the national team. So, is that kind of make your situation difficult for your season? How is it going for you?
It's going good. You know, you try not to get too caught up in what the national team's agenda is right now, just because we really don't know. You know, they have yet to select a team. And so, you know, until that happens, my focus is here in Chicago and being the best player that I can be here. And in June, or, you know, whenever the committee decides to make the announcement, then you could start to kind of give more attention to the opportunity of potentially playing in the Olympics. But until then, just focus on being in Chicago.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Diamond. Thank you so much. We'll have James Wade.
All right. Yeah.
Hi, James. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for doing that. We'll start with Eric Wilson.
Coach, good evening.
Hey, man.
Not the outcome you wanted. I just wanted to get your thoughts on, I know you haven't seen the tape or anything. Just wanted to get your thoughts on the team from a defensive standpoint. What was or maybe what wasn't working tonight?
Defensively, I thought we, you know, could have been a little bit more aggressive. I think when we get aggressive, when we try to, we attempt to, it's always halted by a call, and it causes doubt in our mind, collective doubt. And we just have to keep pushing forward and through like some of the stuff that we're not getting.
Fair enough. And Coach, I'm asking everybody this question tonight. You know, we are 1 year from the loss of George Floyd, and I just want to get your thoughts on how you feel as a country we are progressing since, you know, last year.
I don't know if we are. So yeah, like, man, it's tough. You know, you try to put things in perspective when it comes to basketball. It's really not important, and you get emotionally drained after losses, and but it's, you know, at the end of the day, you still get to go home to your family. And it's a lot of people that are not receiving people to get to come home, whether it's, you know, people that get gunned down or, you know, taking their life away from them, and or, you know, people serving prison sentences for marijuana charges, and they can't be away from their families. And, you know, like it's tough. It's tough. So this basketball thing is just something that can distract you from it because you have a passion for it. And but you never lose sight of who you are, because at the end of the day, when I leave the gym, I am who I am, and that's just how it is.
Coach, I said it once and I'll continually say it. The world still needs more James Wade. So thank you for your time.
Appreciate you.
Allison Moran.
Whoops, there. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously, not the outcome that you guys wanted tonight. And you were mentioning about the aggression and things like that.
Mhm.
Uh, Atlanta came in here and they were extremely aggressive.
Yeah, they were allowed to be.
They were allowed to be aggressive.
Yeah, they were allowed to be.
I like the way that you phrased that. Can you expand on that a bit?
I mean, everybody, just watch the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. I don't know how good of a coach I can be. I don't know how effective I can be. If you look at the game and see how it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to victimize anything, but I take it personal. It's personal, you know. We don't have any margin for error. And all you do is just watch the game. It's ridiculous. It's shameful and it's disgraceful.
What did you tell your players after the game?
Just keep playing and keep being professional. Even if everybody on the floor is not going to be professional, they need to be professional. And so they tried. And it's hard because the thing is, I think both teams, they do a good job of working hard. And people don't see that, and that's not appreciated. You know, the players work hard, even though we haven't practiced a 5-on-5 since the season started. The players, they work hard. And when they come out and they try to do the right things and it gets penalized just because of what colors you have on, then I think it's ridiculous.
The are you saying that you thought that the some of the calls were unfair tonight?
I don't speak on that. Like, I don't speak on that. Just watch the game. If you saw the game, then you'll see it.
I saw it.
Talk to me. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm a grown man, and I like being, I have a family and I have responsibility. I have a team. I have a responsibility. And so when someone tells one of my players to, hey, explain to your boy, I take that. I take that personal.
That's awful.
Yeah, but that's what I've been dealing with. That's how people see me.
Oh, I'm so sorry, James.
Don't feel sorry for me. I'm fine. I'm fine. I have skin, but I'll be okay. And our team will be okay.
One last question. What do you do with that going into the game against LA on Friday?
We'll get ready.
Can you expand on that a little?
We'll get ready. Like, we have ready for it.
What do you
that's what we do.
What do you anticipate? What do you anticipate?
What do I anticipate as far as what?
Oh, as far as what you're going to be facing from LA.
I mean, I think we're going to be facing a team that's desperate for a win. So.
One more questions for James. Rafiq, we'll go to you first.
Yeah, one positive that happened tonight was one of your players, Courtney Vandersloot, reaching the most points scored by Connecticut Sci in franchise history. How do you feel about that? I mean, Chicago's got it.
I mean, I feel good for her personally in this uniform for her duration of her career, and knowing how she started and then to be at this point. It's good.
No Wilkes.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Mark.
Sorry that happened with the ref.
It's fine.
That should never happen. But I just want to ask you, how do you think your team can improve their rebounding and their 3-point shooting? I believe they were maybe 4 of, I'm trying to say 20 something. I don't have the stats in front of me from 3. Is that something you guys are going to work on heading into the series with LA? Your 3-point shooting?
We were 6 for 17 from 3.
Okay, thank you.
It's not good enough. So we wanted to get up a certain amount of threes, and that we weren't able to. We have a number that we want to get to, and we weren't able to. So we'll look at film and see how we can get more and create better shots for ourselves. Right now, we're not playing well offensively. So it's my job to get us to do better.
Thank you.
Thank you, James, and thank you all for joining us. I hope you have a great rest of your evening.
Thanks, James.